Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome to part 12 of the Sea of Stars walkthrough. We just finished a whole lot of side content, but now we're going to go right back into the story and do some really cool stuff. So let's head onto our ship, the Vespertine, and we're going to head over toward Watcher Island, which is to the southeast of where we are. The best way to find it is just to go southeast until you get to Wraith Island, then circle around on the south side, and then follow that around toward the east. You can just go straight east along the southern part of Wraith Island, and eventually you're going to see a tower with a large crystal on top of it. That's how you know that you're just north of Watcher Island. So then circle around toward the south side of Watcher Island, and then go find the dock that you can dock your boat at, and then head straight up and into the jungle path. Watcher Island. The hidden city of the Docaria should be somewhere beyond this jungle. We've got the coral hammer, let's do this! Well, starting off, we're going to head toward the left. You can go in the water and grab a treasure chest right on the shoreline here for 1 sapphire ore. Then head all the way toward the left until the screen stops moving, and then head straight north, and you're going to run into another treasure chest just above where we are now. So we get question pack number 4 from this. Now let's head back the way we came, back onto land, and then we're going to head toward the northeast area. There's going to be a cave that we can go in with a torch just outside. There's an enemy that's guarding this area, so let's go ahead and get in a fight with him. Not too difficult of an enemy, so we will just take him down, and then we'll be able to grab the chest that he's guarding right behind him. After the fight, go grab the chest, and it contains a Docaria armor. This is a new armor upgrade for either Zale or Valere, so give it to one of them. It just raises defense pretty nicely at the cost of a little bit of magic defense. Well, let's go out of here, and then we're going to go over toward the right side. If you see these blue crystals, they're actually some enemies that we fought a long time ago, so they're very weak, and we're just going to finish them off quickly and then continue on. I will show this fight just because it's kind of a new enemy that you haven't seen in a while, but they're very easy to block. They just have a very simple attack that you just have to block it when they jump up into the air right before they land on you. So let's take these guys out and then continue on. Okay, after the fight, if you go over toward the east side, you'll see that there's a bridge, but it's broken. So instead, let's head north. We have to go up toward the north part of here and then jump into the water. There is a current that will pull you along, so just make sure that you're going over toward the right side, and then you can run around here. If you follow this path all the way north, there's a couple enemies that you can fight. There's a scorpion-looking guy and a couple birds. They do a pretty good amount of damage to you, so make sure that you're trying to cancel their skills as best as possible, and then just take them out in an efficient way. So I'll just kind of let this battle play out, and then I will resume when we get to the end of it. After the fight, let's keep heading north, and if you kind of hug the right side, you're able to go into a very well hidden cave on the right side here. There is a treasure chest over here, so let's go ahead and pick that up. And if you climb up this pathway here, you can get up to the upper level. There's a couple berries that you can pick up, and then you can go out the left side as well. A couple more of those crystalline enemies are waiting for us, so we'll just make sure that our health is filled up and then get into a fight with them, but we'll just be able to skip this fight because you've seen it before and you don't really need to see it all again. The little black spot here is actually part of a puzzle that we'll have to deal with later, but I just wanted to show you where that is in relation to other things. So let's head on back out of here, and we'll continue on toward the left side of the area. If you hop in the water, you can just go off to the left side and continue on. Then go all the way to the left, jump into the water, and then hold the left side as you go down. That will get you over here, and then you can hop up on land, work your way around, and what you'll see is a switch up here. So go around and climb up the ladder and then flip the switch. That will raise a bridge just above us. The bottom part down here is pretty empty, so don't worry about that. Instead, just head up and left across the bridge. You can see this little propeller thing with a mirror attached to it. That's also part of that same puzzle for that black square that I showed you before. So every time you spin the propeller, the mirror turns around. We'll have to angle that later, but I'll show you how to solve that puzzle. If you continue along the path toward the left and up, we have a couple more of these bird monsters that we can fight. Let's just take them out quickly and then move on. Heading over toward the right side, there's a couple more of those propeller things. We don't have to worry about them just yet. And we have one of those crystals or prisms that direct the light. We can't do anything with that just yet. Let's head up and over across this little beam here. We'll jump into the water and then head down until we can hop up onto the land in the middle. That will allow us to climb up the tree trunk here and go along the branches until we get to the top part. Now from here, what you want to do is climb up the vine and then over toward the left side, shimmy along the pathway and go up into the cave that is hiding behind this waterfall. You go all the way across here in Grapploo, you can inspect this stone carving here and you will see that you get a stone tablet piece. That's another story that we can get for Teaks. You can probably go up both sides, but I'm going to go up the left side. There is a rope ladder that you can kick down for a shortcut over here. So let's hop up here. There's going to be another one of the Sculpion enemies and a crystalline enemy to take out. So let's just remove those from our path quickly and then kick down that ladder. Go up to the stairs and then all the way over toward the right side. If you go up from here, there's an apple tree, so gather some apples. And now let's go back to the middle path and all the way up. After you climb up a couple steps, you're going to be at a new place with a campsite and a save point. Let's go ahead and take advantage of those things. The lower left corner has a couple tomato plants for us, so go ahead and grab those if you want to. Then go back toward the save point and you can hop along the different little islands and pathways that will take you all the way to the north part here. Go left, hop into the water, and then hold left so that you can get to the left side of the land here. Then just continue jumping over, grapplooing across, and then hop into the water again so that you can float down and then go around the right side, and then we get a special encounter. You! Now, let us talk. There is no need for you to see this errand through. What's the matter? Getting scared? My, aren't we feisty? We do not have to quarrel. Simply hand over the coral hammer and we will be on our way. Come and get it then. 3. Commence. Alright, we have to battle against 1 and 3. You could definitely say that this is an odd fight. Oh, I cracked myself up. Anyway, this fight isn't so bad. Your main focus is going to be attacking number 3, which is the guy on the left side with the dual swords. He does the most damage by far. All of his attacks will hit one person twice, and then he'll jump over to someone else to hit them twice. So definitely a big damage dealer. Let's focus on taking him out first. You do not want to attack number 1, the guy with the sword and shield, while he's charging up an attack. That's because he will block with the shield and then counterattack. So this time here, when he kind of raises his shield up in front of him and has the sword up, that is not the time to attack him. You can really just let him go with this. It doesn't really matter at all because the next attack isn't so bad. He will just have this V attack where the other enemy kind of dashes through them. It does moderate damage. Definitely something that you can do and sustain without a problem. It's way better than attacking him and getting counterattacked and blocked at the same time. So just let that happen. Once you take out number 3 on the left side, the battle's pretty much over at that point because 1 won't be able to do enough to you with just his sword and shield. So don't worry about this fight so much, just focus on the one on the left. Once he's gone, then just focus on the one on the right and the battle will be over pretty easily. And there you have it. Number 1 and number 3 are down. Pretty easy. It seems this round is yours. Savor it. The next time we meet will be the last. Okay, with those guys out of the way, let's continue on toward the left and then go up and we'll be out of the jungle path. Now let's head north and we can enter Lake Docaria. Start by going up the vine wall until you get to the top and you'll get a little cutscene. Under the waves of a blue lake dwells the lost city. I'm all for a swim, but this looks deep. No way we can hold our breath for that long. Well, if it comes down to it, there's something I've been meaning to. Hey, see that bell over there? It looks similar to the hammer Moraine gave us. Right. Let's hit it and see what happens. Well, good idea. We'll hop into the water, swim all the way up and toward the left side, and when we get up, then we can hit it with the hammer. Let's go up and into this house. Welcome to Lake Docaria, travelers. Hello, we're looking for the Oracle of Tides. Why yes, your coming has been foreseen. Solstice warriors are always welcome here. Is this the temple then? Oh no, the temple is in Docaria village. It sits on the ocean floor deep below this lake. But... Worry not, travelers. You will soon become attuned to the deep. Come, the first step of the ritual is right here. Oh, this is exciting. Now, please pick the seashell that is most beautiful to you. We get to keep one? Oops, sorry. Do you mind? This is so special. Haha. Of course, go for it. I think I'll do this one. Or maybe this one. Take your time. This one is the best. What do you think, Sarai? What? Sure. Okay, this is the one. A good pick. To complete the ritual, you must now go to the sacred grove and let the seashell drink from its altar. Only then will its magic resonate with you. What kind of magic? Why, the kind that will let you breathe underwater. Whoa! It is the only way for you to reach Docaria village and to meet with the Oracle. Will it work for all of us? Absolutely, provided you stay close to one another. It's probably best if you hold on to it then. Got seashell. I will unlock the lake's north gate for you. Your destination is to the northwest. Make for the sacred grove and remember to steer clear of Torment Peak. Okay, let's head down out of the house and then over toward the right and out onto the world map. Well, there's a fishing pond right in front of us, so of course we're going to do some fishing at the Watcher's Pond. Let's head up and we can check on the board here. There are 3 new fish that we need to get in addition to the crimson bass that we've already gotten. So let's cast our line out. If you do kind of a little bit up and in the middle, there's going to be these lobster looking dudes. They're pretty easy to identify. Let's grab one of those guys and we get the Viridian lobster. Now we're going to cast it out a little bit and go for these little guys that are floating out here. They like to jump a lot, so if you hit the X button when they're up in the air, you can stun them. That just makes them a little bit easier to reel in. This one is the fluorescent piranha. One more fish. It's the ones with the big triangular shaped body and then the large tail behind it, separated by kind of a very narrow part. But this one isn't so hard to bring in. You'll be able to reel it in pretty easily, and you'll see that this one is called a sun carp. So that's all three that we need. Let's check the sign one more time. You can see fluorescent piranha, crimson bass, sun carp, and Viridian lobster. Once all those are done, let's head on out. Now we're going to go all the way toward the left side of this area, and we can enter the sacred grove. From here, there is a campsite and a save point over on the left side, so go ahead and use that if you want to. Otherwise, head over toward the right side of this area, start climbing up, and then you can hop across the little pillars here. That'll get you over toward the left side. Grapple the ring to pull it over, and then you can continue up and toward the right side. We get ambushed by a couple birds that we fought before, so we'll take those guys out, and then continue along the path toward the right side. If you jump in the water, there's always a path to get out on that side. We'll actually be using it pretty soon, but keep going toward the left. Grapple the ring to pull that part over. A couple more crystalline enemies that we fought before. Let's take those guys out, and there is one of those bird enemies as well. So once they're out of the way, then we can continue on. The first thing that you want to do is go toward the southern part of here, jump down into the waterfall, and then go up. You're able to grab a treasure chest here with some coral daggers. That's a nice damage upgrade for Sarai. Go ahead and put those things on, and then we will swim out and then over toward the left side that I showed you before, and that will allow you to get back up on the land, and then go across the stepping stones toward the right side again, and you're able to get back up to where we were, where there's going to be a light puzzle. So step on the little purple diamond here, and then move the light over toward the right side, and then quickly jump up onto the pillar, because as soon as the light is filled up, it will raise the platform, and you need to be on top of the platform first. Another one of those enemies with the shuriken on its back, pretty easy to take out. Let's do that, and then go up and grab this scroll, and Valere and Sarai learn the combo skill Moonshiv, a very powerful attack that we're going to be using a lot going forward. We'll hop back down and then step back onto the purple diamond. You can then fill up the large meter first, and then go over toward the small one, and then start hopping across as the platforms raise. And that will take you over toward the top part here. Climb up on top of here. You can go up and pull the platform over, but before you climb up, go over toward the right side and go into this waterfall area to find a rainbow conch hidden in the water. Now just follow the path up, climbing up the steps as you go. When you get to the top part here, go over toward the left side first. There's a short path that takes you around to a treasure chest. Go ahead and grab that for another sapphire ore. Then head over toward the right side, keep hopping around, and when you get toward the top, go left and then interact with the waterfall here, and we can use the seashell. That's definitely the altar. So the seashell goes here, and that did it. I can feel the magic. Got magic seashell. You can now explore underwater sections by entering whirlpools. Let's give it a try. Well, just hop into the water, go over toward the whirlpool, interact with it, and go underwater. From here we can just swim without needing to hold our breath. There are some prawns over on the right side, then keep going down all the way until you see this blue vortex, interact with it to surface. That just took us right back to the beginning of the area, so now we can stop by the campsite and heal up and also save if we need to before we continue on our journey. Once you're ready, head out of the sacred grove and we're going to return to Lake Docaria. As you can see, there's now a whirlpool that we can explore, so let's head down and then jump into the water, and then go down, interacting with the whirlpool to take us way down to the bottom of this lake. And we're now in Docaria Village. Welcome to Docaria Village, adventurers. It's been so long since we had visitors. Nice to meet you. We're looking for the Oracle of Tides. Why, of course you are. The temple is just up north from here. That's where the Oracle resides. He's no doubt expecting you. Well, he's gonna have to wait because we have a lot of exploring to do. Let's head down toward the left side first. You can see that this is where we have a couple things to do. Our pirate band is hanging out here. There's also a wheels table, so let's go ahead and play some wheels. We'll just do the champion game. And what I like to do, I think that the best method that I found is to really focus on using the mage character, and its ability to attack twice is just really good. It obliterates walls and it attacks again, so I'm going to focus a lot on using the mage, and then maybe a little bit on the ranger as necessary, but mostly just focus on that mage. In this battle we have an assassin, so he doesn't do anything with walls anyway. He bypasses them, so we don't need to build up a wall very much at all. We're going to focus mostly on offense. If the mage on the enemy team gets close to attacking, that's when I want to build a wall just so that his first attack hits something, but it doesn't have to be big or anything. Just one level is enough to bypass that. So we're able to begin our attack very soon here. We did get interrupted by the assassin, but he only did 1 point of damage to us, so we're still in pretty good shape. Let's keep up our assault, and then we will just, like I said, keep feeding that mage over and over again. And that's pretty much the strategy. Just keep feeding that mage energy, and we're able to get him to level up pretty quickly. That will bring him from the bronze to the silver tier, and then from silver into gold. And then we can do some really powerful attacks with him. And once he's gold, we can start just deploying bombs directly into the enemy base just for some extra damage. And really, if we focus on the offense, then the enemy doesn't have a lot of time to beat us because we're just depleting their life a lot faster than they are, having to switch back and forth between the different figurines that they have, trying to power them up differently. So if we just focus all on one, we're able to max out one of our figurines a lot faster, and that gives us a decisive advantage when it comes to our offense. And that's really the name of the game, just being as offensive as possible, beating the enemy quickly, and then moving on. So I'm just going to let this one play out, but you can see how the strategy of focusing mainly on the mage with maybe a little bit of support from the archer is going to be enough to take out this enemy. Upon winning the champion game, we are congratulated and we get our prize, which is a gold wheel. Let's head on over out toward the right side, and we're going to go all the way toward the right and into the house over here. There's going to be some stairs that you can go up and then go over toward the right. You can flip the switch that lowers a little guard down, and then we can hop down and in toward the waterfall. Now let's swim over toward the right side, interacting with the blue vortex to raise ourselves up. And there's going to be a treasure chest on the left side with another rainbow conch. Now let's go talk to the guy on the right side. I'd love to take my son around the world, but we also want to run our own family store. We thought of moving to Brisk, but everything is way too established there. We'd never break through. Mirth, that sure sounds interesting. We'll pack our things right away. Thanks, make sure you drop by. So we recruited a merchant for our town of Mirth. Once you're done here, let's hop back into the whirlpool, and then we just have to proceed over toward the left and then go back the way that we came. Let's hop up on the left side now and then go out of the house. If you go up and toward the right side, you're going to see a couple things. There's going to be an old man down here. Good day, adventurers. Might you help an old man out? Maybe. What's the matter? It's my 3 grandkids. They wanted to play hide and seek, and well, I simply cannot find them. They have a habit of hiding in random inner chambers, and being from an older generation, I find myself quite unwilling to barge into other people's homes. If you could find them for me, I would be forever grateful. Well, that's a good thing that we can work on soon. If you head up here, you'll get a nice little scene with Myrna. Hello there, adventurers! Congratulations on finding Myrna's Market of Marvels. Turn in your rainbow conchs right here for unique rewards. Oh, are you running a shop? That's Market of Marvels. Grandpa left me a whole bunch of items and relics up for grabs to whoever helps me grow my rainbow conch collection. Sounds fun. Where can we find them? Around. Although rainbow conchs are all the rage as of late, so the easy ones are mostly gone, just need to keep your eyes peeled for secret areas. Some people might be swayed into giving theirs up too. You seem to know a lot for your age. Business is a game of mutual benefit and leverage. I did my homework. I know you won't be able to resist schematics to build a tavern and a fishing house in that town you founded. What's that? You'd prefer epic loot like relics? You've come to the right place, Solstice Warriors. See? Mutual benefit. You work for me and my rainbow conch collection will be unbeatable. Haha, you sure have the drive. Question is, do you have the rainbow conchs? Well, this is how we use those rainbow conchs. We talk to Myrna and we can turn them in and get nice prizes. So we get a lot of prizes if we turn in the ones we have so far. We get inn plans, cornucopia, that's a new relic for us, shop plans, a fishing hut plans, and a falcon-eyed parrot. Those are pretty cool things. If we see the rewards list, there are more things that we can get if we turn in more rainbow conchs, all the way up to 60 of them, which is something that we need to get the true ending for the game. So the falcon-eyed parrot adds a treasure hunting parrot to the Vespertine. When we're on the map, while we're on the boat, it will be able to ping to see where we have treasures that we haven't gotten yet. So let's also put on the cornucopia, which raises our party's max HP by 20. That's really good, so throw that on any character you want to, and then head on into the nearby building. From here, we're going to climb up the rock wall and then over toward the right side. If you go all the way over toward the right, you can hop down into the water and then take the whirlpool down. We're on the hunt for some more treasure chests and those kids that the grandpa's looking for. Head up here, there's a treasure chest on the left side that you can grab. That's got a sapphire ingot. This guy gives you some lore about the place, but there's a kid hiding over on the left side. And if we talk to him, then we'll say that we're here on behalf of their grandpa, and we are able to send him back to the grandpa and then continue on. Okay, with that out of the way, let's head back into the whirlpool and go all the way back along the path until we get back to the house. Let's run up and over toward the left side and leave this house. Now we're going to go over toward the left side. This place is the temple. Let's run past there and into the item shop here. Here's a little typo in the game because they have a fast selection of equipment instead of a vast selection. But their stuff is pretty good, so let's go ahead and buy some of it. The Docaria armor, the coral staff, coral sword, coral daggers we already have, so we don't need that. Let's just go through and purchase everything that we can. If you run out of money, just remember that we have a lot of things that we can sell at this point. So go through and sell all of those valuables, and that should give you enough money to buy whatever you don't have the money for originally. Now let's talk to the blue merchant on the left. He really has one thing that we want, and that's the recipe for bouillabaisse. That's a really nice item. It gives 110 HP and 6 MP to an ally, so that's pretty nice. Then head over toward the left side, climb the rock wall up, and then you can hop down the steps and go into the water to jump into another whirlpool. Follow the path toward the left side and then go into the first blue vortex that you come to. This will take you up into someone else's house, so climb on up. You can see that there's a kid back here behind the table. This is another one that the grandpa's looking for, so go ahead, interact with him, and send him back to his grandpa as well. Once that's done, go hop back into the water, take the whirlpool down, and now we're going to go over toward the left and up. There's a little pathway that takes you up to another blue vortex. Go up there, and then you can go north, climbing the rock wall. This will take you up to another room with a treasure chest in the top right corner for an old coral vase. And on the left side, there's going to be another kid. That's the third one that we need, so let's interact with him and send him back to his grandpa as well. Okay, that's 3 for 3 kids. Now let's go out the bottom right exit. There's going to be a treasure chest here for a rainbow conch. And now head down and go back to where the grandpa is. So the grandpa's to the right of the save point. Talk to him. You have my thanks. I do love my little fellas, but they can be quite a strain on these old knees. Here, for your troubles, I suggest you turn these in to our local entrepreneur. She carries quite the inventory. And we got another rainbow conch. Still not enough to do anything with it, because we need to get to 35, and right now we have 33. So in a few more, we can get the next prize. Well, let's go on into the temple for another cutscene. As foreseen, a new generation of solstice warriors has come to seek guidance. The tides never lie. I am the Oracle of Tides, one of the 3 seers. Welcome. Thank you for seeing us, Oracle. We're looking for a way onto Mesa Island. Straight to the point, I say. The monster you are hunting has put to shame a sizable force of your order in the past, and now it seems only the 2 of you remain. Still, you would venture into the Fleshmancer's old castle? Yes, whatever it takes. Then I suppose we should make this a serious audience. Allow me a moment to commune with the waters and see what the flow of time is willing to reveal. We're in a hurry. The Dweller of Strife could wake at any moment. Can you get us onto Mesa Island or not? The one who does not belong here is eager to speak, I see. It is not the place of a seer to offer direct help, but rather to provide insight. May I assume it is understood that there will be no prophecy for you, foreign child? Yes, of course. Very well then. Warrior Cook, step forward. Hey, that's exactly... Step forward. There is a great deed you might be capable of, but it will only be revealed to you once it is too late to act on it. Okay, sure. When that moment comes, demand a flask of borrowed time. Flask of borrowed time. Got it, thanks. Children of the solstice, step forward. Hold still. Very interesting. But the order of these events, a real shame. You have been up front with me, so I shall do the same. But first, some closure. Seeing you now as I have seen you in my dreams, I know that the watch of the Docaria oracles is at an end. At long last, the ones we have been expecting for centuries have come. This waterfall is the gateway to the world's greatest mystery, one that is yours to unveil. The Tower of Ansudlo. An enigmatic structure concealing a door that has remained firmly shut since time immemorial. Waiting for two children of the solstice with a slim but very real chance of altering fate. Waiting for you. Right on. I always knew Zale and Valere were special. There is one other thing of which I am certain. Of all the possible outcomes, there is not a single one where you defeat the Dweller of Strife in battle. But there must be a way. Didn't you just say we might be able to alter fate? I do not make the rules, my child. You have had plenty of time to stare at the night inside of you. Your potential is immense, but you will not be prepared in time for the big confrontation. Regardless of what happens in that tower, there is no possible outcome where you defeat the Dweller of Strife. But we have to fight! And fight you will, but victory will not be yours. And you, Lunar Monk, with but a simple spark, you could have been the one to create paths on water and mend the connection at long last. So close, and yet so far. But alas, it appears the problem begets the solution. We're still going to try. Isn't there anything you can do to help? It is not within my power to help you make it onto Mesa Island. Is the solution in that tower you mentioned? Whatever fate has in store for you, all I know for certain is that your next step is beyond this waterfall. The mysterious tower of Aunt Sudlow awaits. Survive its trials and discover the secret that has been waiting for you all along. Godspeed, Solstice Warriors. The Tower of Aunt Sudlow is straight ahead of us, but we are going to set up camp and listen to a couple stories that Teaks has for us. Oh, you found a new artifact. Let's see here. New story unlocked, The Nomads of the Seas. And The Vampire Rose. Hey, want to hear a story? Let's do The Vampire Rose first. There once was a botanist who attempted to trick death by growing a rose so pretty she couldn't bear to reap it. Smitten, Death spiraled into confusion as she appreciated the beauty of life for the very first time. Whether her next action was fueled by jealous rage or opportunistic guile, no one really knows. Using wicked magic, she turned the flower into something even more beautiful, but very cursed indeed. The Vampire Rose. A thing of beckoning beauty, compelling all who lay eyes upon it to willingly take part in their own corruption. Rumors of the magical rose reached all corners of the world, carrying a simple promise, a promise few could resist, eternal life, provided they could take it. Despite the elation offered by the initial touch, the price became apparent all too quickly. For every second spent holding the vampire rose, a year would be added to one's lifespan. But for every borrowed year, a thorn would grow on one of their bones. Stories say that, of all the people to touch the vampire rose, most realized their mistake instantly. Having extended their lives but by a single year, they'd release their grip and live on, only with a very painful reminder felt in their every move. But there were others unable to stop themselves and became what few would describe as human or even alive. Though it is unclear whether the vampire rose yet exists, everyone agrees on one thing. It appears that, in the end, death always gets the last laugh in the faces of those foolish enough to try and cheat her. The end. Alright, let's read the other article or other story called The Nomads of the Seas. It was like a dream. No one believed it at first, but their seemingly eternal journey could finally be over. Why them? And with the current oracle of tides being so young, who could confirm the long-awaited discovery? But in their heart of hearts they knew, before them, appearing even more vividly than in their visions, stood the Tower of Aunt Sudlow. And so it was that the nomads of the sea, who had traversed abyssal plains since time immemorial, would settle at long last. Having reached their promised land, they started building next to the tower. In Docaria village, generations would come and go, each following the guidance of their respective oracle of tides. Since that day, they have been the guardians of Aunt Sudlow, waiting for those destined to open its gate. In this new era, memories of their nomadic days live on in classic tales, retelling the deeds of great explorers and formidable warriors. The most popular by far is the Battle of Fateskoyet, a story with so many versions it may very well be just a myth. To the best of their abilities, historians have pieced together hints from various retellings of the battle, some even dedicating their lives to the subject. It is generally accepted as fact that the Docaria almost went extinct while crossing the territory of a gigantic sea slug. What happened next is a matter of much debate, depending on the interpretation of key passages and the credibility of certain sources. Some claim that the Battle of Fateskoyet never happened, dismissing it as a fabrication meant to scare off would-be pillagers of ancient Docari treasure. This theory is mostly seen as a stretch, however, given that such looters' inability to breathe underwater would already be deterrent enough. Some historians say that the sea slug was defeated when the Docari made their last stand on a flat-topped seamount, giving the story its title. For others, the scriptures about sunken ruins are simply too consistent to be ignored. According to this version of events, the nomads sealed the monster away when they realized they couldn't defeat it. The key was then split into 3 equal parts, each waiting somewhere in the deep blue for future heroes brave enough to rid the world of this threat. The end. That's going to do it for part 12. In the next part, we will tackle the Tower of Antsudlo. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Make sure you hit that like button if you liked this video, and also subscribe if you want to see more just like it. Until then, thanks so much for watching, and have a good day.